Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Edit Place. And today we're going to be talking about a new AI video editor web-based thing called 𝗬𝗨𝗙𝗏. Now, this is made by a company called Runway ML. And basically, it's a company that is doing a ton of research into AI and machine learning. And they kind of turned it into a web-based video editor. And it's pretty interesting. So I want to talk about it. So some of the main features that will be available, I should say, because right now only the rotoscoping is, and in painting and depth map and optical flow are all coming soon. So what does this tell you right off the bat, since this is kind of the main feature set, is the fact that this is going to be a VFX heavy program rather than the traditional video editor like myself, but there's still some ways to do basic editing in here. So like I said before, this is a web-based video editor, and what that means is instead of using my GPU, my CPU, and my RAM like a normal video editing program would kind of max out, this is essentially still using some of it because, you know, Chrome takes resources from a computer to run, but a lot less from doing local video editing, requiring those resources. So this is basically using a server somewhere. It's basically using hardware in another location to do these crazy renders and rotoscoping and different effects in the background, and then sending the kind of results back to you in the web-based. And I should mention this only works in Chrome, or at least not only Chrome, but out of Safari and Chrome. It does not work in Safari. And it told me to use Chrome. So I believe Chrome is the only web browser to do it. So let's jump into here, and then we're going to talk about pricing and kind of what all this means for video editing software. So when you log in, this is kind of what you're looking at here. I am currently on the free version, but there's a couple tiers. Again, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And we have a pretty basic kind of traditional layout here. We have a timeline at the bottom. We got our preview kind of source and timeline view here. We got our media bays and an inspector on the right. We can see that it is in beta up here, and we can go back. We can view all of our projects here. We can see, so we can, I guess just do the green screen thing if you don't want to edit an entire video. Assets, you can see I've uploaded a couple things into here. So it looks like upload folder. Yeah, so that's one of the first things I wanted to talk about is when it comes to video editing, if you were uploading a bunch of assets, there's not a great way to organize everything. It looks like you can upload a folder. I don't know if it kind of just unpacks the folder and does a list like this, or if it will keep it in its folder structure. So the reason that I have like the same video uploaded 2 or 3 times is because since I'm on the free version, I can only work in 1080p and only for 2 minutes. So I converted this to 1080p from a 4K file, but it was too long. So then I had to do this one. All right, so I made a test project here. Let's jump into it. And again, we saw this timeline before. And then on the left-hand side here, we have clips. And let's see, we have our assets videos. We have still photos. And then we have a little upload button here. I do like that you can upload from either here, or you can just drag right into here and it will upload. And it does upload relatively quick. The 2-minute file, let's see. And it's a very small file, 200 megs, and it, I don't know, took maybe 30 seconds or something. So this definitely isn't meant for raw, no B-RAW or Red RAW or anything like that. I believe it can handle ProRes 444. Let's see, effortlessly render. So you can export in ProRes. But yeah, I believe ProRes MOV files is supported because these are all MOV files, and they import just fine. So just no raw controls or anything. So the other weird thing too is I literally can't figure out how to delete from your media bay. I don't know if that's just a beta thing because it comes with like this demo footage. And yeah, so I don't know how to delete from here. I can delete off the timeline, but when I right click in here, it does nothing. So let's talk about some of the features here. First, I'm going to drag in one of their clips here, and you can see we have a pretty traditional timeline. Spacebar does playback, pause. But you'll notice that we don't have any sort of like timeline controls. So again, at least, and again, this is in beta, but I'm being kind of, not tearing it apart, but being pretty critical just because of what we're going to talk about in a little bit with the pricing. So yeah, there's no cut controls as of now. So hitting B, Command B doesn't do anything. I can shorten it or resize it by dragging either of the ends, so that's good. And then it is like Premiere and DaVinci where you can place anything in the timeline. It's not a snapped timeline like Final Cut, so you can layer things and put things wherever you want. And the web-based playback, honestly, is pretty good. Again, we can see these are just 1080p files, and I don't have the Pro account, so I don't know how well the 4K playback is. But yeah, so if I grab this clip, for example, we can see this guy is dancing, and here's the big feature that everyone's been showing off in the inspector over here. We can see all the basic sizing stuff. And then we see the AI magic tools. And again, all of them are coming soon except for the green screen. So if we click on that, it takes us to the green screen masking section. And we have some basic options here to include, exclude, foreground, or background. And so that's all pretty similar. But watch this. Literally, I'm just going to click on him. Just one click. And you have yourself a near expert level rotoscope. And you can see it's missing part of his shoe, so I can just click another dot down there. And now it includes it. And then what I can do is I can preview it. That seems to hang up on me for a while, so I actually find it faster just to save the mask. And then you'll notice it processing here, and then now you essentially have this alpha matte like slapped on here. And if I play back, that is like a damn fine rotoscope. Is it a $200 million movie Hollywood blockbuster level? Of course not. But this is a free account on a web-based editor. You do have some controls over the mask. So you can see on the right here that we have blur. So right now it's blurring the edges a decent amount. We can make them sharper if we want, which I actually kind of like more on this. We are losing his hands when they go out. There is this threshold here, but on all the clips that I've played around with... Oh. I was literally about to say, on all the clips I've been playing around with, this hasn't done anything. And I just realized that it's off by default. That's a little strange. All right, so that's what I was expecting it to do. So the threshold will kind of play around with the lines and stuff. So I actually kind of like... I think that looks good. Yeah, that looks like that's like really solid. This is better roto work than anything like I would play around with. And he's moving pretty quick. I mean, at first when I was trying it on all these clips, I was thinking, okay, well, you know, these demo clips are chosen for a reason. And even though this one's pretty impressive and you know, crazy moves, maybe they taught the AI to specifically work with these colors and on this clip. So I downloaded again one of my clips here, and I'm certainly not dancing or anything, but I was like, you know, this I think it's going to be okay on, but my black shirt with these black sound panels, I feel like it's going to give it a run for its money. And so, keep using my scroll button like I would on a normal timeline. So I'm going to shorten this here just so it doesn't take forever to process, and it kind of is multiple clips cut together. So I just need to back to where it's one clip. And now I'll hit green screen. And so again, I'm just going to click once on my face here. Just like that. Roto work is done. And you can scan all throughout the clip. Again, it's going to kind of have to take a while to load. And if you spotted a spot that wasn't included, you can just include that in the mask. And then once you have something you're satisfied with, you just hit Save Mask. You can see we have a pretty solid mask. There's some, it's cutting off the shadows of here. So again, you can go that frame by frame and do the include, exclude, that sort of thing to get even better results. But literally from one click, that's solid. And again, I can go in, turn that on apparently. Kind of refine these lines. Now it's doing a thing where it's not even blurring. It's just like changing the shape. That's funny. Gotta love beta. The video today but it's doing okay. It's pretty solid. Again, if you needed to do some magic roto stuff, then this is a pretty cool option that's coming to the table. And the fact that it's, the whole machine learning, AI, whatever. I know that term gets thrown around all over the place nowadays, but this is looking pretty cool. Now here's the big but. So I've shown you basically all of the features of this. Now if I go back to just the normal starter website here, we can go to the pricing page. So obviously they have monthly and annual. And so what I'm on here is the starter, just free account, play around with it. And you can export anything in standard def, unlimited projects, and again, that 2 minutes. And then basically once you pay the creator $35 a month, you get 100 gigs of cloud storage. So you can upload 100 gigs of footage and you can export in 4K. And then you get all the tools. And now you're at 15-minute scenes. And then if you go to the pro account, you get 2 terabytes, $100, and PNG exports, ProRes exports. So you get a little bit more formatting. And I'm guessing 15 minutes is the same for now, at least. So here's the thing. Is if you are willing to pay $35 a month or $100 a month, then what you are really paying for is buying into their vision. Because in terms of what is available on the market right now, it's a definitely under-featured video editor. And then in terms of VFX, I mean, Adobe After Effects, I believe last year they came out with more of a magic brush. I'm not a VFX person, but from what I've seen, it is relatively similar, even if it's a little bit more subpar and takes a little bit more fine tuning. Adobe is anywhere from like 30-ish to around 60-ish a month. And that's for like all the Adobe apps, which obviously include full-on professional video editors, audio programs, stills and graphics, and like VFX, all that stuff. And so I'm not trying to hate on them at all. Obviously, if this is their pricing, this is kind of what they need to continue to exist and to build out the platforms, because I'm sure building a piece of software is not cheap. So in no way am I hating on these prices. But, if you buy into this thinking you're about to get the equivalent video editing experience to Resolve, Final Cut, Premiere, anything like that, you're definitely not. So I would pay this if I was using Roto all the time and I needed to mask things, and you don't have Adobe, or Adobe's not cutting it. You don't like the tool enough. It's not simple enough. It's not quick enough. And then maybe you don't have a super powerful computer. In that combination, this makes sense right now. Or again, if you just have the money and you're fully invested in supporting this company, which seems great, and you want to continuously kind of essentially buy into their efforts to create even better and cooler pieces of software. So again, I don't want to sound like a jerk. Runway, if you're listening to this video at all, I think this program is incredible, and the AI magic mask thing is freaking awesome. And I can't wait to see these other features being developed. And then I'll definitely give this another review. I just want people to understand that, this isn't a cheap, like, $2 video editing app on your phone. So I've said my piece. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if there are any other pieces of software I should check out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.